Clock Tower Postcard. A picture postcard of a clock tower. The following explanation is printed on the back side. A landmark spot, St. Michael Clock Tower. Photo A. The policemen are pressing forward. It's dated September 27th. Marvin's report. September 24th. There are reports of a theft in a municipal building before dawn. A jewel-decorated clock at the main gate was damaged. 2 of the 12 gems that are installed on the face of the clock are missing. Due to the lack of available officers at this time, I have no choice but to suspend the research of this case. Signed, Marvin Branna. September 26th. Based upon an autopsy report of a 42-year-old restaurant owner, I have discovered that he has one of the missing gems. He apparently took shelter in the police department at about 10 a.m., where he was shot to death within 10 minutes of having developed the symptoms. Since the city is currently under martial law, we are forced to suspend this case. At this time, we'll keep the gem as evidence. Signed, Marvin Branna. David's memo. My sanity is at its end. I still can't believe this is happening. We lost another man yesterday, Meyer, one of our better marksmen. He saw me panic once we were overrun by the zombies, but he came back to save me. When the time came to return the debt, I ran. I can still hear him calling out my name. I can still hear the screams coming from behind, the sound of his flesh being stripped from its bones. I was afraid, terrified. It's the 27th. The fight to stay alive continues. I took out several zombies who managed to break through the barricades. Now I'm cutting through the chill with whiskey, unloading my Mossberg on anything undead. That shotgun's become a close friend of mine. I've blasted many a zombie into fertilizer with it. We've lost 13 men as of yesterday. In 3 hours. We'll bicker over trivial things in the meeting room. It's a total waste of time. When I finish this bottle, my old friend Mossberg will be turning one last body into fertilizer. Peace at last. I can hardly wait. Fax from Kendo Gun Shop. To the boys of stars, I have some good news for you from my brother Joe. He has finalized the new handgun for official use. It is the M92F Stars Special, but he calls it the Samurai Edge. It's the most balanced of the Kendo custom guns. Joe said, if you miss the targets with this, you should be carrying a teething ring instead of a gun in your holster. The goods will be delivered along with their proper documentation. I'm sure you'll be surprised when you see what kind of excellent parts are used for the M92F. I know that you'll want to thank the good people who developed it. Sincerely, Robert Kendo, Kendo Gun Shop. Mercenary's Diary. September 1st. Following 6 months of intensive training, my body's edge had returned. I was a good soldier, but they ordered my execution with no reason given. I was tortured, forced to give a false confession. But on the morning of my execution, a miracle happened. The company had helped me out, giving me a second lease on life. September 15th, I ended my vacation short and returned to the HQ office. It looks like my UBCS unit's been called into action. Umbrella maintains its own paramilitary unit to counter corporate terrorism and VIP abduction. In addition, they have nightmen who specialize in handling problems caused by illegal products. I'm currently a member of the latter. September 28th, dawn's here. but we're still slogging through this nightmare. There are no provisions of any kind here. The undead walk the streets, feeding upon the flesh of the living. Given the choice again, I would rather have been executed. Death Row was a heavenly asylum compared to this place. Chosen to pull the trigger myself, in the hope that my dead body won't come back to life. City Guide. City Guide, the tracks of our city. Dear citizens, thanks to a kind and generous people of Umbrella Inc., this is a peaceful and friendly city. The vast donations from Umbrella Inc. have been used for welfare work, the construction of public utilities, and to help maintain public peace. In 1992, it was my 5th year as mayor of our beautiful city. It was then that through many donations and hard work, our city was able to rebuild the municipal building and create a state-of-the-art hospital. In honor of these fine accomplishments, I was awarded with a grand statue that same year. The statue rests in the municipal building. I came to this city as an engineer more than 35 years ago. I made contributions to the electric systems and to the installation of the cable car. I pledge to follow the tradition of this fine city and will devote my life to its prosperity. The mayor of the city, Michael Warren. Photo B. A close-up shot of a zombie. It says, "Scoop," on the backside. Photo C. The police have been destroyed. Reporter's memo. At last I've found the evidence I need to prove that the cannibal disease is indeed happening in this city. One man actually ate people to death. He was like a savage animal tearing away at new flesh. It was completely disgusting. I've heard rumors that many people are also suffering from this disease now. However, the causes of the disease is not yet known. Is this another mystery of the present disease? I'll have to check on it. They have placed Raccoon City under martial law because of the cannibal disease. I have lost contact with the media outside of the city, but I won't give up. As a journalist, I won't keep my eyes shut and walk away. I have a duty to the people and my profession. I don't think the disease has spread nationwide yet. I believe that this city holds the key to its creation and cure. In fact, I'm sure of it. The military has set up blockades around the city to keep people from escaping and spreading the disease. Most of the citizens have either died or have come in contact with the disease. I know that this is the right decision to quarantine the city, but I can't help but pity myself. If I'm infected or eaten, it doesn't matter. My fate is already sealed. All I have left is my journalism. I won't give up until I solve the mystery of this deadly disease. I have just discovered that the disease is not spread through the air, but by some other means. Mechanic's memo. I know that you're intimidated by your new job, Kevin, so let me tell you how to make sure that you and your trains get along just fine. You see, these carriages were made in 1968, and then imported from Europe. Sometimes they get rickety, but they still work because they are simple, stubborn, and strong. We can always depend on them. If they have a bad day and are malfunctioning, you'll need to take a good look at their circuits for any trouble. Once you discover what's wrong, you'll be able to fix it easily. I'm sure that you'll be able to avoid those nasty little malfunctions if you check the parts every day. These old trains will surely have problems if you don't remember to check them out. Just remember that if you need to replace anything, you have to choose a suitable part. When I say suitable, I mean that even if you can't find another original part, you'd better find something that works good enough. Even with regard to oil, you must always prepare good quality oil for these trains. Never forget, Kevin, that a man may betray others, but a machine won't. Manager's Report. Before you begin your new position, please allow me to give you some advice. Some of the medicine in the storage room are unstable and their quality will deteriorate under changing temperatures or humidity. Therefore, you must remember to keep the temperature the same in the storage room at all times. You should personally check it every day. Although the computer checks it around the clock, a machine is not perfect. Try and remember that a machine is no more than a tool to be used by people. You must check all personnel coming and going to the storage room. Many dangerous drugs are stored there. If any of them are missing, you have a serious problem on your hands. The door to the storage room is always locked. But when you let personnel into it, you need to have them hand in their documents. And above all else, remember that if you find anything suspicious, contact your boss immediately. If you forget the password to lock the door, try and remember that it is a word that everyone is familiar with. Don't forget that once a new product is shipped, the password will be updated again. You can always enter the password from the terminal of the PC for administration. Business facts. Order sheet. The liquid medicine named VTJ98, suitable to cultivate the NET-type virus. Therefore, we'll need to order additional quantities of it. UE, 6th Laboratory. Dario's memo. I can't help but wonder if anyone will read these words. Writing them will help me maintain my sanity, if nothing else. After I become a meal for those undead monsters, will the GIs responsible for sealing off the town laugh upon discovering my corpse? So, is this how it's supposed to end? I don't want to die. Just not ready. My wife, daughter, mother, my entire family's been killed. But none of that matters anymore. Right now, my life is the only important thing. That's all that matters. I never would have pictured my end to be like this. I had so much left to do. Rather than becoming a salesman, I should have tried my hand at being a novelist. It's what I've always wanted. But my mother would only tell me, you have a long way to go. Why did I ever listen to her? But this looks like the end for the great Dario Rosso. Novelist extraordinaire. Cut down before his prime. Operation Instruction. Order for UBCS Echo Team. Wipe out the downtown area of the infestation and then evacuate the remaining citizens to the clock tower. Along the civilians, remember to give priority to the employees of Umbrella's affiliates. Remember to stay alert because the infected have a high endurance rate and will strike without hesitation. Evacuation Procedure 1. Once the mission is complete, or when it becomes too impossible to accomplish, evacuate immediately. 2. We'll deploy a helicopter that is waiting in the suburbs, to the yard in front of the clock tower. 3. When you are ready for evacuation, ring the bell of the clock tower to signal the helicopter. Art Picture Postcard. A picture postcard of antique clock. The following verse is printed. Give your soul to the goddess. Put your hands together to pray before her. Mercenary's Pocketbook. September 26th. It's only been 3 hours since the mission started, but the team is down to me and Campbell. The number of the zombies is far greater than we expected. There is no hope left for this city. We have already injected the antibody for the virus, but I'm not sure that it'll work. I don't know if I will survive. September 27th. We managed to reach the clock tower. Out of desperation, we robbed some wounded members of their weapons and used the surviving citizens as decoys. We were taught to do this in order to survive in the battlefield, but I never enjoyed it. However, a girl showed up at the clock tower before me. She is one of the survivors, and she looks just like my sister before she starved to death. September 28th. I wanted to evacuate as soon as possible, but the girl didn't. Her father insisted that he wouldn't leave the city where his beloved wife rests in peace. I really wanted to save the girl, but Campbell said, "All I care about is our lives." That's how I felt before, but now... The clock tower has become a dangerous place, and I don't want to make any more mistakes. Director's Diary. September 10th. These patients suffer from gangrene and congestion of their blood at first. Then their mind slowly deteriorates. In the end, there is nothing left of their mind. When that happens, even mercy killing seems pointless. After all, they're already dead. This disease is unlike anything I have ever witnessed. Once the patient's mind is gone, they become flesh-hungry monsters and act like wild animals who are on some type of bloodlust. September 18th. Another patient has been admitted to the hospital. He's showing symptoms of the first stages of the disease at this point, but I haven't been able to sleep at all these past few days. I refuse to let these patients become zombies. I'm not just an ordinary citizen. I am a doctor. Even if I die, my clinical charts will contribute to finding a cure. September 26th. We lost most of the doctors and staff during the battle against the zombie patients. It's impossible to maintain the hospital under these conditions, and I know that it's too late for me. I'm beginning to feel that same itchy and hungry desire that all of my patients felt. It's too late for me. Photo D. The zombies are walking. It says, the effect of the T-virus on the backside. Medical Instruction Manual. Umbrella Medical Service North America Division Douglas Rover. In order to activate the synthesizer to cultivate the vaccine, please follow the procedure as detailed below. 1. Supply enough energy to the system. 2. Set the medium base to the device. When the device is ready, you can start mixing the vaccine medium. To mix the vaccine, you'll need to control the 5 levers. This will cause the 2 gauges to increase or decrease. If you adjust the 2 gauges so that they stop at the center, then the vaccine medium will then be produced automatically. Photo E. The zombies are attacking. Written order to the supervisors. Mission requirements, Bravo 16. 1. Obtain and secure sample of all the information pertaining to this case. Observe and record combat data on the UBCS. 2. Destroy all the evidence, including the medical facility that has the medical treatment data. 3. Check the guinea pig's ability to accomplish the mission. Once your mission is complete, evacuate the area. Remember that you must not help anyone who is not a supervisor, nor bring anything back that might be traced to where it belongs. Supervisors report. The endurance ability of the contaminated guinea pigs is truly incredible. Even when shot in a vital area, they can sometimes survive for several days without taking care of the wound. However, after prolonged exposure to the virus, the guinea pig's intelligence level decreases to that of an insect. Even though reviving the dead seems too disgusting, the virus may still be of use. If we inject the virus into our POWs and release them, they would return to their units and then turn into zombies. This plan may work well for us in the future. In certain areas, the virus seems to have caused the mutation of animals and plants. It may be difficult, but I'll make a good sample for the bioweapon development. I've heard that there is a giant alligator, but I've only encountered a giant creature moving underground. I don't even want to imagine what creature spawned that monster. I encountered Nemesis. If I didn't know about it, I'd have been contaminated and would have become one of them by now. If it is still walking around in the city, its mission is not yet over. STARS members must be very tough, since they have survived until this point. However, they cannot hold out forever. Fax from the HQ. Attention! The Raccoon City project has been abandoned. Our political maneuvering in the Senate to delay their plans are now futile. All supervisors should evacuate immediately. The U.S. Army is going to execute their plan tomorrow morning. The city will be obliterated at daybreak for sure. Manager's Diary. April 25th. Today is my 30th birthday. I was transferred to this facility today. I am very happy because the work environment is very different from life in the university. May 14th. The disposal system has been completed. Using a special kind of gas, it can decompose the cells of the guinea pigs. We have to try this out before beginning practical usage of the system, since it's not 100% stable yet. May 20th. While I was checking the treatment room, the door shut, and I was locked inside. I couldn't get it out for 1 hour. I guess even if you have the key card, it's useless when you're locked inside. June 7th. The guinea pigs we have to dispose of are increasing. The system is not working smoothly. The laboratory staff don't listen to my opinions. I'm getting extremely frustrated. July 16th. We can't dispose of all the bodies, and the quality of the liquid medicine is not good enough either. July 29th. Though the function of the system decreases, the number of the bodies we have to dispose doesn't. The infection level is increased, and the antibodies we are using is no match for the new mutation of the virus. Some of the workers have been infected by the disease. I have continued to work, but I always keep a gun with me. I must remember to save one bullet for me. I want to weep. I don't want to die here. I swear that I'll lose my mind if I imagine how painful the death will be. Security Manual. Security of the plant. Since this plant is a facility under the disguise of a deserted factory, civilians will sometimes enter. If this should occur, do not hesitate to shoot them. If they choose to surrender, arrest and then transfer them to the laboratory as new guinea pigs. You will be rewarded. Maintenance of the device. This entire plant is controlled by an epidemic prevention system. When contamination is detected in the treatment room or the decomposed specimen pool, the plant will automatically be locked down for isolation. In that case, you must follow the manual to unlock it. If the contamination is over the limit, the whole system will automatically lock down. Then, you must remain in the plant and wait for subsequent orders. Those who leave the facility without permission will suffer extreme consequences. Incinerator Manual. This incinerator plant is one of the facilities that burns the disposable items which are sent from the laboratory. The incinerator burns the waste materials that cannot be decomposed at the treatment room. It also supplies electricity to the facility by a thermal power electricity generator. Part of the electricity is stored in the big battery installed in the facility's underground area. The electricity is used as an auxiliary power source. The auxiliary power circuit will be activated once the 3 auxiliary circuit units are properly placed in their sockets. In case the circuits are not connected automatically, a person can connect them manually to activate the system. Classified photo file. In my opinion, I feel that it's too early to use this Paracelsus sword in actual fighting. However, in order to acquire the G-virus that Umbrella has developed, it'll be a great help to us. The power of the rail cannon is satisfactory, but please note that it is still having a few remaining problems. Technology Division Colonel, Franklin Hart. Jill's Diary. August 7th. 2 weeks have passed since that day. My wounds have been healed, but I just can't forget it. For most people, it's history now. But for me, whenever I close my eyes, it all comes back clearly. Zombies eating people's flesh, and the screams of my teammates dying. No, the wounds in my heart are not healed yet. August 13th. Chris has been causing a lot of trouble recently. What's with him? He seldom talks to the other police members and is constantly irritated. The other day, he punched Elran of the boys' crime department just for accidentally splashing Chris's face with coffee. I immediately stopped Chris, but when he saw me, he just gave me a wink and walked away. I wonder what happened to him. August 15th, midnight. Chris, who has been on a leave of absence for a vacation, called me, so I visited his apartment. As soon as I walked into his room, he showed me a couple of pieces of paper. They were part of a virus research report entitled as simply as G. Then Chris told me that the nightmare still continues. He went on to say that it's not over yet. And ever since that day, he's been fighting all by himself without rest, without even telling me. August 24th. Chris left the town today to go to Europe. Barry told me that he would send his family to Canada, and then he would follow Chris. I decided to remain in Raccoon City for a while because I know that the research facility in this city will be very important to this entire case. In a month or so, I'll be joining with them somewhere in Europe. That's when my real battle begins.